Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Phoenix Wright, Justice for All. In the last episode we started our first courtroom date, which started off really rough. Apparently we have amnesia and Marrey Byrde, one of the police officers who is operating under Officer Dick Gumshoe, was accused of being the murderer of her lover, and we've already proven that she couldn't have been the murderer, but the prosecutor, Mr. Payne, says otherwise because he has a witness that witnessed the event. Today we are going to be covering that incident. So, if you're ready to enjoy, we're going to be starting the episode. So, the last time we got to here, let's go and save. Oh, that's why there are so many. Okay, so we're going to save in file 2. Perfect. Back. September 8th, 11:43 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby Number 1. Amnesia? I can't believe my lawyer is trying to defend me in such a state. Why didn't you tell me, sir? I'm sorry, I didn't mention it to you. Oh, I know what to do. I heard you can fix something like this with a really strong shock to your system. Come on, lower your head a little. A Maggie kick should be all you need. No. I think I'll pass on this one. Come on, I'm sorry. Whenever I see someone in trouble, I have a hard time leaving them alone. I tend to stick my nose where it doesn't belong and try to tackle everyone's problems. Well, my head's one thing you won't be tackling today. Well, we're here to solve your problem first. We can deal with mine later. For now, do you think you can fill me in on a few things? Of course, I'd be honored to. Well, I guess I should start with my name, and then I can tell you more about me. No, that's okay, really. I think I know you and your name pretty well by now. I was wondering if you could help me figure out a few things about myself. So my name is Phoenix Wright. That's a weird name. This is serious. You really don't remember. I'll tell you what, sir. You can have this back, and maybe it'll help. This is a business card. I got this from you! It's my most prized possession. You can borrow it for now, but please give it back, okay? Okay. There's some numbers written on the back. Oh, that's your cell phone number. Phoenix's business card added to the court record. This is my business card. I wrote my cell phone number on the back. I guess for now we should stop talking about me. Hold on. Okay, so we don't have the... I should mention, I remember in the last episode of Phoenix Wright's series, I was able to flip evidence around and look at things from different angles. I was thinking that's what I was going to get here with the business card to see the number, because I suspect something is going to come up where I need to know the fact that my phone number is there and someone's going to have my phone number. This case, yeah, can you think of anything that would be helpful for me to know? What can I tell you? I can't think of anything other than the incident with that cell phone, but... Cell phone. Yeah, your eyes lit up when we talked about it at the detention center, sir. Hurry up and tell me, this might be very important. Okay, Roger. It was on the day of the crime, just before 6 p.m. I picked up a lost cell phone while I was on a walk with Dustin. All of a sudden, the phone began to ring. Hello? Oh, thank you. I've been searching for my phone. Is this yours? Oh, I'm glad you called. We can meet up and I can give this back. I'll be right there. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. You can call me Maggie. That's... The culprit wrote Maggie because he spelled it He spelled the name phonetically because he only heard the name. We agreed to meet up at 6 p.m. Dustin and I waited for the person to show up, but they never did. So where's this phone you found now? I gave it to you yesterday. To me? Is it the phone in my pocket? You mean this? Do you think it has anything to do with the murder? I don't really know, but if my eyes lit up... Ah! You were here all along? You're so mean! Yeah. Hello again, my dear friend, who I am not blanking on because it's been that long since I played Phoenix Wright. I called you a million times, but you won't pick up. And when I went to check the courtroom, everyone had already left. Now who the heck is this? Let me guess, I'm supposed to know this girl too? Hey, good morning, Maggie. And a good morning to you too, Maya. So, how's it going? Is there a word for worse than abysmal? It's not worse than abysmal. We've proven you're not the person that he wrote about. Oh? And what if I said everything will be fine? That's right, it's Maya to the rescue with the ultra decisive, super important evidence. Here you are, Nick. The thing you wanted me to bring. Huh? Oh, thanks. What the heck is this? A list? It has about 20 people's names and phone numbers written on it. It was kind of tough, but I managed to dig up some dirt. Looks like these guys are up to no good. No good, as in... There's a group of con artists the police are currently investigating. I think these guys are members of that group. A list of unfamiliar names and phone numbers, members of con artists group. One of those numbers is going to be the number of the cell phone that's in my pocket, which is the guy who murdered Maggie. I solved the crime! Why would a group of con artists pop up in a case like this? Don't look at me. Where did you get this list from in the first place? What? Don't you remember, Nick? You're the one who asked me to look this up yesterday. Oh, is that right? These numbers were in the memory of that phone Maggie found. So that's where they're from. You're awfully forgetful these days, Nick. I hope I never get to be a forgetful old prune like you. Maya, actually, Mr. Wright, recess is now over. Please bring the defendant and return to the courtroom immediately. Oh, oops. Guess you have to get going. We can talk about you being old later, Nick. Wish us luck. Guess I have all the pieces now, more or less. All that's left is to put it all together. I'm not going to lose this. I can't. Come on, Nick. Better get a move on. That's right, Maya and May. Okay, recess is over and it's time to proceed. Court will now reconvene. Please call your next witness to the stand, Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. But before I do, if I may say a few words. What is it, Mr. Payne? It's about the next witness. He has a tendency to say things that rub people the wrong way, you see. So I ask that the court might be a little lenient on. There's no need to give a preface. Just hurry up and call your witness. Yes, Your Honor. The prosecution calls its next witness, a drifter who is taking a walk in the park on the day of the murder. Please state your name for the court, witness. Before I do, I'd like to clarify a little something. All right, go ahead. Just now, you introduced my wonderful self to the court, correct? Perhaps as a drifter who was taking a walk. Did I? But I will not stand for that. Now you've tinted the court's eyes and colored me wrongly. Sure, I suppose, settle it. Wow. Wow. I'm very sorry. I'll be more careful from now on. What is he? A human chatterbox? I have to question him? Swish, swish, swish! Fashion, cars, women, glasses, and of course, university. First rates only need apply. Glasses? But you aren't wearing glasses. That's enough. Your name, witness. Oh, is that how you want to play this? Using your power and influence to keep the young people down? I see how you work now. You old people and your dirty tricks. You thought you had me, but you thought wrong. I forgive you, all right. I suppose I can tell you my name. I am Richard Wellington, the drifting virtuoso, with a PhD in drifting, as it were. If you want to, you could even call me a university student of transit. Mr. Wellington, on the day of the matter, you were taking a strolling through the park, correct? It would appear that you are attached to that word. If you must, then by all means. But I remind you that I am in no way a prepubescent boy out for a walk with mommy. Anyways, please testify to this court what you saw during your walk through the park. See? You said it again. Taking a walk. You know you. What did you witness will do, Mr. Wellington? What I saw that day. Oh my god, this guy's gonna give me a headache. I was in the park all afternoon, deep in thought about my situation. I don't remember the time all that well, but I do believe it was past 6 p.m. All of a sudden, the police officer falls right above me, right in front of my eyes. Without a thought, I looked up, and there I met eyes with a charming young lady. Of course I remember her sweet face. It was that of the pretty defendant there. The only other thing I saw was the banana that fell with the police officer. That was certainly a decisive testimony. Did you hear what he'd said? Yeah. That's all you have to say? How can you be so calm? Strange. My mind is very calm and clear. Maybe it's because I believe in my client. You mean Maggie? Yes. And if she really is innocent, then that can only mean one thing. That guy is lying. You may now question the witness, Mr. Wright. I'll find out the truth no matter how well you craft your lies. First of all, the banana is clearly the glove. Deep in thought about my life situation. I don't remember. Defendant right there. Present. Present. Mr. Wellington, I believe I have the bananas you saw right here. Ah, so you knew about the bananas too. Why didn't you say so earlier? But don't think you can use this as a way to pull more information out of me. And that's where you'd be wrong. But Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? Isn't that the baseball glove? What? A baseball glove? Doesn't it look delicious? Care for a bite? That's no! Your Honor, I think this proves one very important fact. The witness has bad eyesight. By the way, just how bad are your eyes? Huh? What? Why are you asking me about this all of a sudden? Your Honor, it is very simple to mistake a glove for a bunch of bananas. No, I don't think so. Objection overruled. You're one of those people. Yes, you know what I mean. You're like one of those Galileos, possibilities. In the end, we find out a glove is not a banana and far... Jesus. And that's why I asked you how bad your eyesight is. They're both 20/200. I suppose you're going to tell me that's terrible, right? Why are you not wearing your glasses today, then? That's because I lost them recently, you see. Of course I was planning on getting a new pair made right away. But you know, my glasses are no ordinary glasses to replace them. How about when you witnessed the crime? Were you wearing your glasses then? How about it, witness? You are unrelenting evil man. Oh my god, Joan of Arc, courageous, burned at the stake. Which boils down to you were not wearing your glasses at the time. Therefore, the identity of the woman at this crime scene and that of the defendant cannot be proven to be the same by this witness. But the height difference was only 9 feet. It's very possible for him to see the face of the culprit standing on the upper path. Witness? Please be more accurate in your testimony. Remember, a person's life is at stake. Yes, Your Honor. Now then, please continue with your testimony. The moment after you witnessed the crime. Ooh, he's biting his lip. The girl on the upper path ran away as soon as she realized I was there. After that, I immediately called the police station to report the crime. It must have been 6:45 when I made the call. They must have a lot of free time on their hands since they showed up within 10 minutes. So the person who was on the upper path saw you and then ran away. Yes, that's correct. Which is why even someone without a superior brain like mine can understand that. That girl is the murderer. You may now question the witness. What happened next? I immediately called the police station. I want to press this. Immediately, as in immediately. I mean, I'm sure a minute might have elapsed before I did, but that's the duty every good citizen. Or did they not teach you that at your pitiful school? You think people learn about how to call police in college? I think you should take a look. Okay. It must have been 6:45. Which does not accurately present from here. Mr. Wellington, would you please take a look at this? You mean the victim's autopsy report. According to this, the murder occurred at 6:28 p.m. So what of it? You said that you called the police immediately after the murder took place. However, by the time you had called the police, it was already 6:45 p.m. That is clearly a 15-minute gap here. Do you deny it? Ah! I think this court would like to hear what you were doing during this 15-minute gap. The witness is in shock at the time after witnessing a terrible murder. It's only to be expected that he would be a little dazed. 15 minutes is hardly what I would call a little dazed. 5 minutes, yeah. But 15, no. Mr. Wellington, yes? Explain yourself. What were you doing during those 15 minutes? Answer the question. Telephone. Spit it out. I was searching for a phone booth. A phone booth? You mean you don't have a cell phone? You and your questions, as if you're trying to open all the layers of a... Matryoshka? I know what he's referring to. I've never seen it spelt out before. It's one of those Russian nesting dolls, I think. You think you're really something special? Witness. I lost my cell phone. There, are you happy? You lost it? Unbelievable. You lose your glasses and your cell phone? You must be very scatterbrained when it comes to your belongings. What are you saying? What? Are you saying that first-rate people are never allowed to lose things? Have you ever... Oh my gosh. Enough. Oh man, oh man. Wait, hold on a sec. He lost his cell phone. That cell phone, could it be... You mean this phone Maggie found? There's no way. I didn't see this coming. What should I do now? Mr. Wellington, where's your cell phone right now? What are you getting all excited about? You seem to be a little confused. I found my phone. I found my phone, I'll have you know. See? Here it is. I see. Looks like he's got his phone. And I thought that's just maybe this was his. He's still gonna be one of the people. I think we've cleared up this issue. At this time of the murder, the witness did not have his cell phone because he had lost it. Therefore, the delay in his call was caused by his search for a phone booth. Well, that's the gist of it. I guess you could put it that way and leave it at that. Do you have any further questions? There is something. Your Honor, the witness's testimony doesn't make any sense. I don't believe that there was ever a need for this witness to search for a phone booth. How dare you! You can't just make outrageous claims like that. You do have some sort of proof, don't you? Well, yeah, of course. This evidence should be good enough, I think. Alright, let's have proof then. Please present... Okay, it's one of these two.
Take that!
It's very simple. This is the evidence that backs up my claim. And yet again, you have presented this court with an obtuse, meaningless item. It's obtuse and meaningless? Why do you think you wouldn't need to look for a phone in the first place? Well, that's because I was looking at the evidence and it just hit me. I thought, hey, he really didn't have to look for a phone. Then why don't you hurry up and present the piece of evidence?
Take that!
This one? No. At least I'm not getting dinged by this.
Take that!
So this one. Oh, I'm stupid. The first picture. There's a phone booth on it.
Take that!
I'm dumb. At the crime scene photo? Is there a problem with it? Oh, there's nothing wrong with the picture. But if you don't understand my logic after looking at it, there's something wrong with you. No! It's a phone booth. That's correct. All the defendant had to do was walk 3 steps. Mr. Wellington, why did you not use the phone that was right in front of you? Order. What does reporting the crime a little late prove in the defense? The witness can't explain what he was doing for 15 minutes. That is reason enough to throw suspicion on his testimony. This is very true. What do you have to say for yourself, witness? And I bet this phone really is his... Then I bet this phone really is his, Nick. He must have killed Dustin to get his phone back. But Maggie said she was going to return it to him. So there was no reason for him to kill for it. And on top of that, we still have the phone she found anyways. He stole Phoenix's phone. Was he? Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Do you have any thoughts you would like to share to the courtroom? I have an idea. Alright, let's hear your explanation. However, be forewarned that if your explanation is not persuasive, you will be penalized. Think carefully before you present, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I probably shouldn't have said there was only one possibility. His glasses. Why didn't the witness call the police right away? Mr. Wellington. Oh, what? Don't do that! You almost gave me a heart attack! These are your glasses, aren't they? Ah! Where did you find... Ah! I believe the court all heard what you had just confessed to. That these glasses are in fact yours. I'll tell you where they were found, Mr. Wellington. These glasses were found under the victim's body. Under the victim's body? Order, order. Now, wait a second. Hold on. I didn't confess or confirm anything. Your Honor, I think the answer is quite clear here. As he fell, Dustin Prince grabbed the culprit's glasses. The culprit knew that he had to find his glasses and searched frantically for them. What he didn't realize was that they were under the victim's body. And that's why it took him 15 minutes to make the call. Mr. Wright, are you indicting the witness as the real murderer? Of course, that is precisely what I'm doing. Jeez, he's gonna strangle himself. I know I'm right. He's the real murderer. Did you figure it out, Nick? More or less. Turns out this cell phone was the key to the case after all. Now's our chance to deep six this guy. I'll sink him in one shot. This is so exciting watching you work again. Somehow my old self is coming back to me. It's time to sink or swim. Everything rests on the edge of the knife. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Order, order. Your Honor, the defense is making a mockery of this court. Without any solid ground to stand on, he accuses the witness of being the murderer. Yeah, that's right. I'm no criminal. This third-rate fraud of a lawyer. In that case, why don't we look at it from a different perspective? Let's hear your explanation as to why you are not the murderer. Why, that's easy. For example, there's the victim's name wrote what the victim wrote. What about that? Oh, you mean the name Maggie? Yeah, even an idiot like you can read that, right? But we already know this is not written by the victim himself. After all, the defendant's name is Maggie, E-Y, and the victim is left-handed. In other words, in order to make the defendant look guilty, the real criminal used the victim's right hand to write her name on the ground. But, wouldn't that mean that the real criminal was someone the defendant knew? Otherwise, how else would the person know that her name was Maggie? Maggie. That's a good point. The witness didn't even know of Miss Byrde before this trial. I forgot. Was there any way there was a way. It would be best if I could had a chance to learn that the defendant's name was Maggie. Now, will the defense please present this case? How could the defense... That has to be from this. Well, Mr. Wellington, you didn't have your cell phone with you on the day of the murder, correct? So what if I didn't? When you realized you had lost it, what did you do? What did I do? Didn't you try to find it by calling it? How did you? Your Honor, these questions have nothing to do with... Overruled. Mr. Wright, where are you going with this line of questioning? Do you think that there's a relation between the witness's cell phone and the murder? I do, Your Honor. On the day of the murder, Marrey Byrde picked up a lost phone in the park, and she also received a phone call from the owner of the phone. Hello? Oh, thank you. I've been searching for my phone. Is this yours? Oh, I'm glad you called. We can meet up and I can give this back. I'll be right there. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. You can call me Maggie. That was when you learned that her name was Maggie. But you made one fatal mistake. Fatal mistake. My client's name is Maggie, but the name that was written on the ground was Maggie. This is a mistake that could only occur if all you knew was how her name sounded. Order, order. Your Honor, the witness has no motive. And your point is? It's very simple, Your Honor. A person usually would not kill someone without a reason. Mr. Wellington had no reason to kill anyone. That is absolutely correct. I don't have a motive. Mr. Wright, Your Honor, can you explain what the motive this witness could have had? It's very simple, Your Honor. Are you sure, Nick? If I said I can't offer an explanation, then the trial's over, right? Yeah, but... Please present had motive. Would be this. Mr. Wellington's motive is right here. What is this? A list? These phone numbers were pulled from the memory of the phone the defendant found. And we have determined that the people on this list are members of a certain group. You looked up all those numbers? Of course. This list of phone numbers was stored in the cell phone's memory. The names and numbers belong to people who are members of a certain con artists group. What? Con artists? Can you explain why these numbers are on your phone, Mr. Wellington? This is an outrage, an invasion of privacy. Looking at the phone numbers on a person's phone is worse crime than murder. You're the... Oh my god. I don't care, Mr. Wellington. All I want is for you to tell us what this list is about. Do you think any of you know what it's like to be a refined man such as me? Your Honor, this is unjustified badgering of the witness. Objection overruled. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? Why would the witness have numbers of the group on his phone? The witness is a member of that group. Of this very group. All of your friends' phone numbers are stored right here on this phone. If anyone were to look into these phone numbers, it would be all over for you. That's why you had to kill. No! This is too much! This is exciting. That does make quite a bit of sense. Well, Mr. Wellington, would you care to explain? I got you now. That police officer. Your Honor! What is it, Mr. Payne? Your Honor, this is unjustified badgering of the witness. You said the exact same thing only a few seconds ago, but please, let's think about the content of that phone call. Hello? Oh, thank you. I've been searching for my phone. Is this yours? Oh, I'm glad you called. We can meet up and I can give this back. The defendant had already promised that she would return the phone. After that, all Mr. Wellington had to do was meet Miss Byrde and get his phone back. Why then would you need to kill anyone? That is a valid point. What does the defense think about this? If you think about it logically, then it makes sense. Then maybe we should think outside the box. We think like that. Let's see. Maybe that slime ball saw something at the crime scene that made him commit murder. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? Well, I don't think Mr. Wellington went to pick up his phone in a very friendly manner. But he was promised his phone, so why would he have to be unfriendly? Why would he have been unfriendly to the defendant? I think he might have seen something that didn't agree with him when he got there. Well then, Mr. Wright, what was that something that didn't agree with? The witness saw this. Well, is he correct? What was the really bad thing? Would it be...
Take that!
Dustin Prince had gone on his date right after his shift was over. With no time to change, he went to the park still wearing his police uniform. The girl that picked up my phone is with a policeman. He couldn't have known they were going out, so he began to worry. He was afraid the policeman would ask a few questions before returning the phone. If you do anything suspicious, he might run and check on my phone. In his mind, it was possible that they had already run a check on the phone. And he went into a panic. Is that what you're saying? Exactly. Oh, the profiles thing is gonna throw me in through such major loops. Officer Prince was murdered simply because he was in uniform. Mr. Payne, do you have any comments? I'm thinking. It seems the truth has come out at last. The witness, Mr. Wellington. You are... Impressive. Not bad for a person with a third-rate education. What's that supposed to mean? The evidence! Evidence! That guy's really creeping me out. All you've been waving around about is talking about is that suspicious cell phone, suspicious phone numbers, this suspicious con group that, they're all on that phone. But who's to say that phone is really mine? Where's your proof? Your evidence. Do you want proof that this phone is yours? I already told you earlier. The phone I lost, I've already found it. I don't even have the slightest idea who the phone in your hand belongs to. But you can be sure it isn't mine, you simpleton. It's because the phone that he has is my phone. It feels so good to see you squirm. We do seem to have a problem on our hands with this phone. Whose phone is it? Without knowing that, it's meaningless as evidence. Your Honor, it's bad. I can't let him turn the tables on me like this. His cell phone. There has to be something I've overlooked. There's gotta be. Maybe... the phone stored numbers. This phone has the names and numbers of those in the con group in its memory. I can show them to you, Your Honor. I don't believe this. What are you talking about? What are we trying to determine is who that phone belongs to. Who cares about what phone numbers are stored on it? Besides, who knows? Maybe you went and added some of those numbers in yourself. The witness is quite right. I'm afraid I have to reject the proposal. The fingerprints. We should check for fingerprints. Fingerprints? Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Wellington must have left some prints on this phone. Nick, don't you remember? When you got that from Maggie, you wiped it off. What? You said there was sand all over it, so... wiped it? Wiped it? Pretty thoroughly, too. It's so much fun watching third-rate trash babble like morons among themselves. How many times do I have to say this? My phone is right here, you see. Oh, and incidentally, you can check the numbers stored on this phone. It must have glitched because all the numbers just magically disappeared. You've gotta be joking. He erased all the numbers I was going to use as evidence? Mr. Wellington. What's this? By the tone of your voice, it sounds like you still have some fight left in you. Where did you finally find your cell phone? You're too much! Of course I have no idea what I'm talking about. Now I remember. He hit me. I thought he took the fire extinguisher as part of the case. So that's when. What's wrong, Mr. Attorney? Why the harsh glare in your eyes? Nick, we've worked so hard to get this far, but if you don't do something quick, he's going to get off scot-free. I know. I know this phone has to be his, but how am I supposed to prove something like that? If you cannot prove who the owner of that cell phone is, your indictment has no basis and therefore no power. It looks like you came up a penny short. Where did I go wrong? He stole my phone. Don't blame yourself. You're merely a third-rate lawyer. You only made one big mistake. Who are you? What are you? That's something you haven't figured out for yourself yet. Who I am. The course hereby concludes the cross-examination. If that will be all, I'll have to bid you gentlemen and ladies goodbye. I have a reservation at that ultra-fancy restaurant on the upper side of town. Thank you for your assistance. You've had a stressful day, so please, bon appetit. Raise an objection. Please wait, Your Honor. All right, Nick. I think I may be able to prove it. Prove it? Prove what, Mr. Wright? Everything. Your Honor, the cross-examination has already ended. The defense is just going to badger the witness with more inane questions. You will not harass the witness. Is that clear, Mr. Wright? Did you hear that? No harassment allowed, Mr. Attorney. Please, Your Honor. Very well, but this is your last chance, Mr. Wright. You may present one piece of evidence to the court. Yes, you're on. I'm sure you are well aware, Your Honor, but the cross-examination period has ended. Were you paying attention, Mr. Payne? I said that Mr. Wright could present only one more piece of evidence. Oh. Now then, Mr. Wright, this is your last chance. My card. Why, thank you. How nice. Here, please have one of mine. The judge's business card. It's written in fancy script. The ink is strong and clear, but I still can't read it. Wait, what am I doing? This isn't a time to exchange business cards. Your Honor, there is something very important about that card, and that is the back of the card. You wrote your cell phone number on the back, but that's exactly it. Can you please call this number from your cell phone? Right now? But court is still in session. It's okay. You'll see. Okay, if you say so. Is the defense preparing something, Mr. Wright? We are going to call my cell phone now. And then the court will see everything for what it is. Of all the idiotic, stupid things, too. Ah! What? Why is my phone? What is this stupid sounding ringtone? Mr. Wellington. How strange. I could almost swear that you're holding my phone. Your... Ah! No, it can't. By the way, before I forget, thank you very much for the lump on my head this morning. I don't think I need to explain any further, except to say, when you went to retrieve your cell phone, you mistakenly took the wrong one. Well, that was fun. So that is what happened. You were knocked out by Mr. Wellington. He is a man who lives on his pride and self-image alone. And in order to hide his involvement with the con artists group, he had become paranoid and has lost all ability to make rational judgments. Then Mr. Wright, the phone you're holding, is Mr. Wellington's, naturally. Speaking of that man, how is he, Mr. Payne? He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Now then, this court finds a defendant, Marrey Byrde, not guilty. That is all. This court is adjourned. September 8th, 216, District Court Defendant Lobby Number 1. I knew that the real you would shine through eventually. I'm so moved by what you've done for me, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I feel really bad for Dustin. He didn't do anything to deserve this. It's probably because of me. My whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Your whole life? It can't be that bad, can it? Since I was 6 months old, when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building. I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of food, failed at almost every test I've ever taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster, and never won or even tied at a game of tic-tac-toe. My life has really been nothing but a string of disasters. That is, pretty bad. Up until I went to college, I was known as the Goddess of Misfortune. And then at the academy, everyone called me Lady Luckless. Lady Luckless? What's worse is that my misfortune always seems to latch onto those around me. What do you mean? When I see someone in trouble, I always try to help. That's right, you were talking about this earlier. It happened again recently too, sir. There was an old lady pacing back and forth by the pedestrian crosswalk. I gave her my hand, and before I knew it, we were having dinner at my house. Oh. I'm sure that Dustin's gone because of me. That's not true. That glove didn't even have any sort of special meaning. It was just a present to say thanks for covering one of my night shifts. Oh, I see. Everything is all my fault. Dustin's death, your head being all messed up. Well, I don't think my head is all that messed up yet. I'm going to find a new life for myself starting now. The next time we meet, I'm sure I'll find a whole ocean's worth of good luck by then, sir. Yes, after all, the goddess of misfortune is only a name. You bet. I'm gonna make it. I promise. Next time we meet, I'll only be an unlucky person instead of a goddess. Yeah, that's a spirit. Well, Mr. Wright, Maya, I should get going. Okay, good luck to you. Thanks. You two take care of yourselves too. What a horrible day. I've gotten my memory back, but things are still fuzzy. But you're okay, that's what counts. You really had me worried. Come on, let's go back to the office. I'm afraid to ask, but here goes. This might sound bad, but who are you? What? I thought you said you got your memory back. At that moment, everything really did come back to me. Detective Gumshoe. He's someone I've had clashes with in the past during certain cases, but he's also been a good ally during others. The Judge. He's a lovable, kind old man who is really swayed by other people's opinions, but in the end, he always comes up with the right verdict. This person, I haven't got a clue. He seems to know me, but maybe he's mistaking me for someone else? And this girl, Maya. You finally remembered? This is Maya Fey, my assistant. That's right. I have so many unforgettable memories about her. For example, Earth to Nick, what's wrong? You keep staring at me. Don't tell me you've missed me. Well, yeah, I suppose I have. I feel like I haven't seen you in ages. Oh, well, I'm back now. So it's time for us to create new memories together. All right, sounds good. All the phone numbers on my phone were erased by Mr. Wellington. I guess I'll have to start over from the very beginning. Come on, Nick. Let's go to our usual burger joint. Okay. Actually, it hasn't even been that long since she came back into my life. And that story began on one rainy afternoon 2 months ago. And that's the end of Chapter 1, or Episode 1. The Lost Turnabout. A child? Thank you guys so much for joining me on this episode of Phoenix Wright, Justice for All. In the next episode, we're going to be taking a look at Episode 2, which from what I could tell was called Reunion Turnabout. And apparently there's going to be a child involved. And Maya is again involved. I have no idea. I'm playing this completely blind. And I'm having so much fun because for me, my reaction of I figured out this case just by considering the guy was left-handed, the name was misspelled, it had to be the drifter. That was so much fun. That's going to be it for this episode, guys. If you enjoyed, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Mash that like button and subscribe if you have not for more Phoenix Wright content. We'll see you guys next time. Later!